I thought he was just gonna go in and talk about her migraines, just the migraines, but he wanted to know like how they started or if she had head trauma. And when he asked her that question, she immediately kind of tensed up and then she started to cry. And I thought, oh boy.
The cause of the concussion was an attack by some peers, and they attacked her and threw her down, and she fell down some stairs and hit her head on the concrete. And that's where the concussion came from.
So like I had headaches and stuff and I have to go see a neurologist. So I met with Brad and I was telling him how everything happened and how I hit my head.
I fell and hit my head on the ground, which is a little different than girls attacking her and throwing her on the ground.
I get migraines 3 to 4 times a week.
All that emotional energy was being manifested in these headaches.
Then Brad brought Sarah in, and Sarah talked to me and asked me if I wanted to meet with her. And we talked through it that day and stuff, and we figured things out.
She was just in a lot of distress, and I think in that moment you can really connect with how it can be in like middle school or high school, these really difficult times for anyone. I think there's like a secret wish that someone will, really try to figure out what's going on with you and get to know you as a person.
You kind of got to see how she like overflowed at that moment with her emotions.
She was having nightmares and lots of things associated with this bullying.
Tears one minute, anger the next minute. You felt like she was just spiraling sometimes, and you thought, I just don't know what's gonna be next.
Bullying is a traumatic experience, and that it has deeply felt effects, and that those can be long-lasting.
It's more of a defense mechanism than it is a behavioral problem. Like, she wasn't inherently a bad child or a violent child, but she was in a bad situation with kids that she couldn't get along with.
I don't know really how to describe, like, stress. I feel like I can't really, like, do anything about it, so it makes me, like, frustrated and angry and all this stuff. But, like, anxiety, I just feel like I want to kind of, like, lock myself in my room and stuff.
So that was very difficult to see your child in that state. She was so sad and so angry that, we were just trying everything and nothing seemed to be working.
At my other doctors, they had me on a lot of medication. Like, they kind of just threw medication at me. And then at my children's hospital, like, they kind of, like, worked with me and, like, took me off all those other medications and, like, put me on ones they thought would work. Like, they were almost, like, sure would work.
She was always the child that questioned things, wanted to know why. Especially if you said no, she wanted an explanation. She wanted to know why it was no.
I think it's actually a really good protective mechanism for teenagers at that time, is to allow adults to prove themselves in a way that you're worth opening up to and that you're going to respect and honor their stories. I was concerned that Billie Jo had exhibited symptoms with PTSD as a more specific version of just anxiety or depression.
This is what she has. This is a real thing, and we need to take care of it.
They think, like, most just veterans get it. They don't think, like, people get it from just, like, an altercation or something, but it happens more than they think.
That is something that happened to her, and it isn't her. That she can be whatever she wants to be, separate from this event. And she doesn't have to let it define her or tell her who she's gonna be.
I knew from raising money from the hospital that the hospital was good, so I knew she was in the right place. And I definitely, when I walked out of there that day, I knew it was the right place to be, with the right people.
Amie saying to me, I finally feel like she was heard. I finally feel like we were heard and that somebody understands, and this is incredible. And I thought, they're in the right place and she's gonna be just fine. Seeing Amie's optimism as her mom, like that relief that you feel after just pressing on. Everybody knows who Amie is, her loyalty to her job, her loyalty to her family, her loyalty to our children's hospital is just unmatched.
Amie's been wonderful. She's the best. It's more about a passion of trying to raise money to help those children that are in need. She's there for them. It's very impactful, and that's where you really see your community come together.
Amie working to plan auctions and bake sales and parades.
Living it, seeing it, being a part of it, she'll never stop.
My mom is a caring, loving person who would do anything for anybody. I feel like once my friends meet her, she's kind of like mom that's like just a mom for everybody.
It's a special thing to be able to know someone like Amie, and equally so knowing someone like Billie Jo, because she's learning from her mom. Billie Jo is by her side doing so many of these same things and emulating that caring, compassionate pillar within this community.
We're not talking about children who are in another part of the country. We're talking about our children, our grandchildren, our families, and having something for their children that's literally going to make a difference. And when the customers at Walmart open their wallets and put the quarters in the jug, they're looking at me saying, this is for our children and our community. And it is so meaningful. It re-energizes all of us at the University of Vermont Children's Hospital. It energizes all of us at Children's Miracle Network hospitals to go that extra step further for that child, for every child who's going to benefit from the dollars that are being raised at our Walmarts.
We definitely need to talk about mental health for teens.
This myth of if you're strong enough and good enough, you won't have mental health issues hurts a lot of people.
She's really open and very, very honest about her story and her experience.
I was in your shoes once. There's a bunch of people in your shoes, and that you should tell somebody, because there's always people out there that want to help you and people that care about you.
I'm really proud of them as a family for being willing to open up and have this conversation, because it's not easy.
And you just have to do it. You have to do it for your child and for yourself. For yourself, absolutely.
I feel like there's always going to be hard parts in your life, but if you can overcome it, that's what makes you stronger, and it'll make the next hard time easier. Sometimes you fall down, but you just have to get back up. It's okay, because it is okay to take a lot of steps, and you have to really work at it.